All right, in this problem, we need to graph both of these lines. Now, because they're inequalities, we need to make sure we also do a dotted or a solid line and that we include shading. So what I'm going to do is just one of them at a time. Let's start with the first one. Now, when we're finding the line, we can just think of it as y equals negative 3x plus 3, just while we find those first couple of points. So notice this is in y equals mx plus b form, and so I'm going to graph it in that way. So our slope is going to be negative 3 or negative 3 over 1, and our y-intercept is 3. So to graph that, we go first to the y-intercept on the y-axis, so 3, and then we'll use our slope down 3, 1, 2, 3, and then right 1. Notice I'm only going negative in one direction. Okay, at this point I need to look back and see, oh, this is just a less than sign. There's no equal then, or equal to, and so this has got to be a dotted line. Sorry, I can never get it right on the dots. I'm drawing it freehand here. Okay, so we've got our line drawn, but now we need to shade it. So to shade it, you can choose a test point. I like to choose 0, 0 as long as the line does not cross through that. So let's go ahead and do that here. So 0, 0, I get 0 is less than negative 3 times 0 plus 3. So basically that becomes 0. 0 is less than 3. Well, that's true. And so this is where that line's going to be shaded. I'm going to shade over the spot where 0, 0 is. Okay. Let's graph this next line. So we've got 4x minus 4y, and just for now I'm going to put equals 0. So let's first find, because it's in this form, let's just find the y-intercept. We know at the y-intercept x equals 0. So I'll have 4 times 0 minus 4y equals 0. That's 0, so negative 4y equals 0. We just solve for y. So divide by negative 4, so y just equals 0 there. So we can see, darn it, this time the y-intercept is the x-intercept, and so our point there is just at 0, 0. Okay. Now we're going to have to choose just another random point. Let's go ahead and choose 1. Let's just do 1 for x. I switched colors so we can kind of keep our two lines separate. So I get 4 times 1 minus 4y equals 0. So that's 4, subtract it to both sides. So I get negative 4y equals negative 4. Divide by negative 4. Oops, out of space there. So y is just going to equal 1. And we could do one more point, but I'm not going to this time. So we've got a point here at 0, 0. We've got a point at 1, 1. Now our line again does not have an equal sign. So we're going to have another, ooh, I did it. Another dotted line since the inequality is just less than. Now we need to do a test point. Usually we choose 0, 0, right? In this case, we can't. Why is that? Why can't we choose 0, 0? Well, it's because the line passes through 0, 0. So we could choose 0, 1. We could choose this point because the line doesn't cross through it. So let's go ahead and do that. 0, 1. So 4 times 0 minus 4 times 1 is less than 0. So we want to use that original inequality. So we get negative 4 is less than 0. Is that true? Why, yes it is. Negative 4 is less than 0. And so we shade the area where that point is, which is right up here. So our final shading then will just be this area in between the two lines. Okay, because you've got this one going up, that one going down, and so that's our final shading. So when you're doing these problems, I recommend doing one line, do it completely, including the shading, and then do the other line completely, including the shading. And then your final answer will just be the shading where both overlap. Hopefully that helps. Let me know if you're still stuck.